Yo, so what's up, all day fam? So the NFL draft is over. I did write down my mock draft for all 7 rounds. I think I only did two videos when I did round 1 through 3. The first video I did round 1. The second video I believe it was round 2 and 3. So I was thinking about still posting the other videos, but I was like, what's the point of that? So I'm just gonna, for this year, I'll just keep it at rounds 1 through 3. Next year, I'll do more mock drafts through round 1 through 7, and I'll do much better on posting them way before the draft. But I'm gonna compare my actual draft picks in round 1 with round 1, and then I'm gonna go over all the teams that drafted with all the teams draft picks round 1 through 7. So, obviously I said Cam Ward was going to go to the Tennessee Titans. Obviously he went to the Tennessee Titans. Everybody knew that. I think, though, what was really surprising was the Jacksonville Jaguars trading up to get Travis Hunter. Now that was very surprising to me. I did pick Travis Hunter to go number 2, and I did say that it should be him or Shedeur, because the Browns was originally picked at number 2. The Browns traded away a lot of picks. I mean, the Browns traded there not a lot of picks. The Jaguars traded a lot of picks for the number 2 spot. The Browns got a lot of picks, a lot of picks for next year. So the Browns, the foreseeable future for the Browns is looking good for what they have. Now, are they going to use their resources and their wealth? Are they going to use it the right way? Are they going to use it in a wise way? That remains to be seen. The Cleveland Browns have made a lot of bad decisions that has been pretty much been putting them in the same situations over and over and over again. Just like most of other teams, the Giants, the Jaguars. I mean, a lot of these teams, they're in the same situations. They're either garbage or they're either very, very mediocre because they keep doing the same crap. I mean, even the Steelers. I mean, I don't know when. The Steelers. They're the same team every single year, and I was getting frustrating because at first I'm a believer in Mike Tomlin. I love Mike Tomlin, but I'll get into that later. I just can't believe the Steelers passed up on Shedeur. Like, what was the Steelers thinking? What was Mike Tomlin and the Steelers thinking? And I watched their press conference, and it was just a bunch of mojo bullcrap. I mean, Shedeur was right there, right in front of you, so many times, and you passed up on him. Out of all the teams that passed up on Shedeur, I really would have liked to see him go to the Steelers. I think that would have been a perfect fit for him. I mean, you trade for DK, you got George Pickens. Now you don't really got a running game. You lost Najee. You don't really got an offensive line. But Shedeur, the way he is, he's built for that organization. He has that grit. He has that it. I don't understand why Pittsburgh passed up on him. Anyway, I probably should get into a whole nother video on Shedeur. I don't want to get too deep on that. I don't want to talk too much about that, which I'm going to be talking about it because because so many teams passed up on him. But the Jaguars, they traded that. I mean, they traded, their 34-year GM. He was like, I'm gonna give up the farm for Travis. I mean, it was a very risky move. I understand it. I think, in my opinion, I think the Jaguars gave up too much for Travis Hunter. But hey, if Travis Hunter ends up being a freaking Hall of Famer and a baller in both positions, I get it. You got 2 Hall of Fame players. You give all those draft picks away for 2 Hall of Fame players. Hey, if Travis Hunter can pull it off, that nobody has ever done that before. I don't think he will. The NFL it just hurts too much, man. It's too much. Like, it's too much for you to do both positions, and for him to stay healthy. He's already had some injury. He already had some injuries. When he was in Colorado. It's not going to get any easier in the NFL. So I don't know. The Giants, they got Abdul Carter. Who did I say? Giants, they got Abdul Carter, and I said they was going to get Ashton Genty. So I was wrong about that. Yep, let's see. I predicted Carter to go to the Saints at number 8, but he went to the Giants at number 3. So, yeah. My Genty pick was a miss. And then, so, let's see here. The Patriots, they picked up Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU. I had Will Campbell drop all the way towards the end of the draft in the first round, I think. Yeah, I can't remember where I had him going to, but I did have him drop. I think I had him going to the Chiefs. Yeah, I think I had him going to the Chiefs, so I was wrong on that one. The Browns, they selected Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan. The Raiders, Ashton Genty went to the Raiders, running back out of Boise State. The New York Jets, they picked up Armand Mambu, offensive tackle out of Missouri. That's good that the Jets got offensive tackle. The Panthers, Carolina Panthers, they got T-Mac, wide receiver out of Arizona. The New Orleans Saints, they got picked up Kelvin Banks, Jr. out of offensive tackle, Texas. The Bears, they picked up Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan. Second year in a row, they're going offense. You know, the Bears, they did beef up their offensive line in free agency, so that's a good sign they did that. The Bears need a running back though. They need a running game. They can't just be trying to just pass. They're not going to win any games. So it's going to. I mean, if they don't get it together in the running game, it's going to be the same thing. It might not be the same thing. Caleb Williams is going to look better. I definitely believe that. But they're not. They're only going to win so many games. If they're trying, like I can already see it now with Ben Johnson. They're trying to just be flashy and they're going to look like they're going to end up if they're not careful. They're going to end up looking like the Cincinnati Bengals, literally, if they're not careful. Putting up a lot of points, beautiful offense, flashy offense, not winning any games. So they better be careful. And mark my words when I say that, because I get it, but what they're doing right now doesn't make me feel like we're setting that team up to win games, just to look not good, look pretty, So. Yeah. The 49ers, Mikael Williams, defensive end out of Georgia. Dallas Cowboys, Tyler Booker, guard out of Alabama. That was a very pickup for the Cowboys. I love it. I actually don't think I think I picked. Yeah, I'll look at my picks about that after this. I just want to go through all these right picks, these actual picks, instead of just going back and forth. But I like that pick by the Cowboys. I really do. I really love that they went to the trenches and they got a guard. I love it, And Tyler Booker, he's a dog. He's a great guard. That's a good pickup for the Cowboys. The Cowboys are actually known for they're known for beefing up the trenches. They're known for having that beefy defensive line, dominant offensive line. They're known for that. They like doing those draft picks. If I was a GM, which one day hopefully I will one day become one. If I was a GM, that would be my main goal, is beefing up that line, beefing up the trenches, both sides of the ball. That would be my main priority, and best player available. Always. The Dolphins, they picked up Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle out of Michigan. That's a really good pickup by the Dolphins, because they did lose, God, what's that guy's name? They lost him to the Raiders last year. Really good defensive player. Defensive lineman. I think he's a defensive tackle, but he's really good. I can't remember his name. So I like this pick by the Dolphins. Kenneth Grant is going to be a great player for them. Great defensive tackle. The Colts, they picked up Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State. That's a good pickup by the Colts. Tyler Warren, he's a schematic tight end. He's very good. He's not the best tight end in the draft. I'll give that to Loveland, but he's right up there. He's a really great tight end. I think he's going to be really good with the Colts. Shane Steichen and Scoot, they're gonna scheme him up. He's going to be with my boy Michael Pittman, wide receiver out of USC. Fight on, Tyler Warren. That's going to be a solid pick. And they got another. They have some other receivers that are dogs. I can't remember their names, but they got some dogs. So number 10 for the Colts, I can't remember that guy's name, but he's a dog too. Colts got a good offense. They're getting there, and they got to get the running back. I forget their running back's name, but they got to get him back into the mold. They need a quarterback, though, man. I'm not really so much big on Anthony. And then they got, who did they pick up? Who did they draft? They picked up another quarterback that's just garbage. I can't remember his name. Who did the Colts pick up? They picked up somebody else. It wasn't Daniel Jones, was it? Let me see. Look at the Colts draft chart. Hold on. I mean, not depth chart. Depth chart. Let's see here. Oh, Lord, it was Daniel Jones. I don't get it. Yeah, Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones, Riley Leonard, Jason Bean. Garbage, 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 garbage. Lord. While we're at it, let me see the wide receivers that I was talking about. Yeah, Michael Pittman. Donnie Mitchell. Dog. He's nice. Yeah. Now they got Tyler Warren. It's a good pickup for him. If they can get Jonathan Taylor back in the fold, they'll be going to be solid. But I'm not really feeling their quarterbacks. I'm really not. They should have picked up Shedeur. But whatever, man. When Shedeur becomes a Hall of Fame quarterback, all these teams are going to look stupid that needed a quarterback. Because every team had a chance of picking him up. And just kept passing on him. 5 rounds. It's just dumb. It's like you're trying to prove a point, but who cares about your point being proven? The NFL isn't about a point being proven. The NFL is about winning games, winning Super Bowls consistently. That's what the NFL is about. Competition. Like, who really cares about his brand and... Oh, you know what? I'm going to go into that later. Let's keep it going. I already spent too much time on trying to see who the Colts garbage quarterbacks were. But let's go on. So... Where was I? Oh, yeah. I was talking about Colston Loveland, Chicago Bears. No. Yeah. Tyler Warren, Indianapolis Colts. I like that pick. Denver Broncos, Nick Scorton, edge out of Texas A&M. Atlanta Falcons, Denzel Burke, cornerback out of Ohio State. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver out of Ohio State. That's a big pickup. And I don't know if is Chris Godwin still on the Buccaneers? That's a big pickup for him. Emeka Egbuka, if I'm pronouncing his name right. But let me see if Chris Godwin's still on the Bucs. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I know he was. I didn't know Chris Godwin went to Penn State. That's dope. Yo, man. Wow. He's still on there. He has had some injury issues. I know. It was looking like he was going to leave the Colts, but it looks like they're going to retain him. But that's big. That's dope. That's dope. I mean, you got 3 beast wide receivers. Emeka's going to be a beast. He's going to be nice. That's dope right there. They got 3 ones. Like literally, the Buccaneers got 3 ones. Chargers, man, I'm so ecstatic about this pick. I actually did a separate video on Omarion Hampton about how pumped up I am about that. Omarion Hampton, he's like 1B running back in the league. I mean in the draft. The Chargers, they got another steal, man. Joe Ortiz is that guy. He is proving that he is that guy. He is going to probably end up being the best GM in the whole NFL because of the way he is drafting. I mean, he hit literally on all of his players last year. Brendan Rice, he didn't really do too much. Well, not really. He didn't do anything. So hopefully Brendan Rice can kick in, but it's getting more competitive with the Chargers right now. I mean, Brendan Rice has really wanted to show out. And I'm talking about Brendan Rice. That's my boy, USC Loom. But, He did great things for USC. I don't know if he's going to get a shot, man. We picked up Trey Harris in the second round. Trey Harris is a dog. Dude at Ole Miss. So, Brandon Rice is going to come with it. I mean, we picked up Mike Williams. Mike Williams is looking like he's going to be in, like, he's not even going to be starting now. I mean, Trey Harris, he is an ex-wide receiver. He can be a starter. And Ladd can play anywhere. Ladd can play slot, X, Y. He can play Ladd can play anything. Ladd is one of the most versatile wide receivers in the entire NFL. So, yeah. I mean, right now, we got Trey, Mike, Ladd. And I forgot about Quentin Johnson. If Quentin Johnson keeps developing, that's going to be good. Quentin Johnson did play better than he did. He did play better this past season that just ended prior to his rookie year. He's gotten better. He still made a lot of mistakes, and he did cost us a couple games, but he has gotten better. And if he keeps getting better, that's going to be dangerous. And Brandon Rice is pretty much just not going to be the Chargers anymore. You know, he's just not. So, hopefully Brandon Rice can really, hopefully he can get better. You know, hopefully he can really step it up, because I really want to see him step it up. I'm really wishing the best for Brandon Rice. I really am. I'm always rooting for all my USC players, all of them. I'm always rooting for them to be great. But yeah. George, he's doing it, man. He's cooking. I mean, he hit on almost all his draft picks last year. Joe Ott, beast. Ladd, beast. Both of our corners, beast. Cam and Tarheeb, beast. You know, we still need to see what's up with Kamani Bedell. He's shown some signs, you know. And then other two wide receivers that we picked up, you know, Cornelius Johnson, he's not even on the Chargers anymore, I don't think. And Brendan, we're still trying to see what's up with him. We did get this defensive lineman out of Alabama last year. We got to see what's up with him. But it is getting competitive. More competitive, because we got a defensive tackle this year. That defensive tackle, he looking like he can eat. He looking like he going to be eating the trenches. He's a big boy. I think he's like 6'5", 3-something. Something like that. So, hey, man, I like what the Chargers is doing. They quickly changed that identity culture. They're not playing. They're not playing it. But we're going to get into that later on. You know, I said I could ramble. I'm rambling right now, going on and on and on. But, yeah, man. So, I'm ecstatic. Omarion Hampton, y'all know what that means? We got the best running back duo in the league. I don't mean that hyperbolically. Like, I'm so serious. We got the best running back duo in the league already, right now. Najee and Omarion. Yo, Omarion Hampton is so good. He could lead the league in it, rushing. I'm not saying he's going to lead it in his rookie year, but he's going to have some titles. He is going to have some rushing titles. Mark my words of what I'm trying to tell y'all right now. He is a really good running back, and he was a really great running back in college when he was playing at UNC. Solid, monster, beast running back. All right, I'm telling y'all. Thank God for Jim Harbaugh. Harbaugh we trust. Let's go. Green Bay Packers, Matthew Golden. You know what I'm saying? I think I like that pick. I think that's I don't know what to think about Matthew Golden, to be honest with you. I think he's a little overrated. But we'll see, man. Pittsburgh Steelers, Derek Harmon, defensive tackle out of Oregon. Washington Commanders, JT Tio Moula, edge out of Ohio State. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back to that Pittsburgh Steelers. I just brushed right over that. This is a very stupid pick by the Steelers. Okay? Very stupid. Your defense is already good. You got a good defensive lineman. You got Cam Hayward there. You got I know he's on his way out of the league. But that was a very stupid pick. You need a quarterback.
And I don't really like saying what teams need of what they should draft. I don't like doing that. So by me saying they need a quarterback, please do not get me wrong when I'm saying that teams needs to draft what needs. I don't believe in drafting needs. I don't believe in it. You know, I already told you guys I believe in best player available, BPA, always. Always. If you draft what you need, you're going to keep losing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to just keep losing games. Here's the thing. That's dumb by the Steelers doing that. You know, you had Shedeur right there. Shedeur was the best player available. He was. And you just let that slip. Like, you just miss out on Shedeur. If you wasn't even going to get Shedeur, okay, get Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart was still on the board. I think Jackson Dart is garbage, but it's fine. It's whatever. I think he's garbage, but he damn sure is better than all the other quarterbacks well, outside of Russell Wilson, that they've been playing since Ben Roethlisberger. I think he probably more than likely would be. I think Jackson Dart will have a better career than Justin Fields. Kenny Pickett, oh God, yes. I think Jackson Dart will be okay. You know, but I have no remorse for the Steelers this year. I'm not going to give any excuses for them no more. This is bad. This is bad because you had the opportunity right there and then you freaking pass up on it because you want to know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. You pass up on Shedeur. That's just dumb. I mean, what you could have did was you could have drafted Shedeur, still try to see if Aaron Rodgers is going to come. And if Aaron Rodgers did decide to do that, you could have had one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time coaching Shedeur, lecturing Shedeur. It would have been perfect. And him and Aaron Rodgers kind of was almost like the same person. They're polarizing figures, extremely confident, highly confident. You know, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I would like to be a GM because I just really want to know what some of these teams be thinking. Because I'm right here. Here I am, right here. I'm not in the NFL. You guys are professionals. You guys are around this every day. Y'all eat, sleep, and breathe this. And then you make some of these dumb decisions that I'm just like, and not all the teams, not all teams. Some of these teams, they do brilliant. The Eagles, I love the way the Eagles run their organization. I love it. I study how their GM runs things. I listen to his press conferences a lot. I love how the Eagles run their organization. I love it. That's why they're always winning. That's why they're always winning. Always. They are a winning organization. They are a great franchise. Same for the Chiefs. I love how the Chiefs runs things over there. But then when you think about the Giants or the Jets, the Jaguars, it's like, bro, what the hell? Who's running stuff over there? It's like, do you guys just, are you getting paid to lose? Are you getting paid to make these dumb decisions? Well, obviously they are getting paid and they're making dumb decisions, so I guess so, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's just move on. Yeah, whatever. Ravens, Dante Corey Leon, defensive tackle out of Cincinnati, Minnesota Vikings, and Donovan Jackson, guard out of Ohio State. Houston Texans, Shamir Stewart, defensive end out of Texas A&M, New York Giants. Jackson Dart, quarterback out of Ole Miss. It's whatever. I mean, if they like Jackson Dart, if they're sold on him, I get it. Okay, I get it. It's whatever. The Rams, Siobhan Reveal Jr., cornerback out of East Carolina. The 49ers, Walter Nolan, defensive tackle out of Ole Miss. The 49ers, they got so many hoes. The Bills, Maxwell Hairston, cornerback out of Kentucky. The Cowboys, they got Jihad Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama. Okay, I see what I see you Cowboys. He's pretty solid. It's a person I pick up. Kansas City Chiefs, Josh Simmons. So I did predict the Chiefs of getting a offensive tackle. Yes, because they need one. So Josh Simmons at offensive tackle out of Ohio State. That's good. The Eagles, they got Wyatt Milam, guard out of West Virginia. That's good, because they did lose a guard, and I think I picked them getting a guard too. So yeah, that's good. I like that. Okay, Detroit Lions, Jonah Savalani, offensive tackle out of Arizona. Okay. So round 2. The Browns. They got Carson Schweez. Oh man, I don't want to be disrespectful and mess these guys' name up. So I'm just gonna say Carson S, linebacker out of UCLA. The Texans. They got the Texans. Okay, so they got this pick from the Giants. They got Jaden Higgins, wide receiver out of Iowa State. Seattle. Okay, this pick from Tennessee. Nick Imanwari, safeties out of South Carolina. The Browns. Jacksonville. The Browns, they got this pick from Jacksonville. Quinshon Judkins, running back out of Ohio State. Miami Dolphins. Trayvon Henderson, running back out of Ohio State. Okay. The Patriots. Wait, hold on. What the hell? Okay. So let's start this over. Round 2. The Browns, they picked up Carson Schwesinger, linebacker out of UCLA. The Texans, they picked up Jaden Higgins, wide receiver out of Iowa State. The Seahawks, they picked up Nick Imanwari, safety out of South Carolina. The Browns, they picked up Quinshon Judkins, running back out of Ohio State. The Dolphins, they picked up Jonah Savani, guard out of Arizona. The Patriots, they picked up Trayvon Henderson, running back out of Ohio State. The Bears, they picked up Luther Burden III, wide receiver out of Missouri. Why would the Bears get another wide receiver? What's going on? Like, okay, I don't know. Okay, I already see what the Bears is going to do, man. They're going to score a lot of points and lose a lot of games. That's what the Bears is going to do. All right, the Saints. Tyler Show, quarterback out of Louisville. Why pick him when Shedeur on the board? It's just dumb. The Bills, defensive tackle out of Shedeur Sanders. Okay, I like that. The Jets, they got a tight end, Mason Taylor. The 49ers, Alfred Collins, defensive tackle. Cowboys, Donovan Ezodrico. I don't know, I guess. Edge out of Boston College. The Colts, they picked up JT. I'm gonna say JTT. I don't want to Edge out of Ohio State. LA Rams, they got Terrence Ferguson, tight end out of Oregon. The Cardinals, they picked up Will Johnson, he dropped that far. God. That's a steal by the Cardinals. If he can stay healthy, that's a steal. Will Johnson was a great corner in college. Very great corner. I was hoping the Chargers was going to get him, but hey, it's whatever. I get it. He had some health issues. The Texans, they got offensive tackle out of Minnesota, Ariante Ursary. The Bengals, they picked up Demetrius King Jr., linebacker out of South Carolina. I like that the Bengals is going defense because Lord knows they need it. The Seahawks, they got Elijah Arroyo, a tight end out of Miami. The Panthers, they picked up an edge out of Texas A&M, Nick Scorton. Okay. Tennessee Titans, they picked up Oluwafemi Oladipo, I guess, edge out of UCLA. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they picked up Benjamin Morrison, cornerback out of Notre Dame. The Packers, they got Anthony Belton, the offensive tackle out of North Carolina State. The Los Angeles Chargers, I like this pick a lot. They got Trey Harris, wide receiver out of Ole Miss. Okay, so let me say this. I did a little bit of research on Trey Harris. He was actually a quarterback in high school, and he was Malik Neighbors' quarterback in high school. So he's versatile. I mean, he switched to wide receiver in college. His route tree was a little bit limited when he was playing for Lane Kiffin. But Mississippi was solid. They had a pretty. I mean, and he was good at Mississippi. He only played, I think, 8 games this year, and he had over 1,000 yards. He's been a very productive wide receiver since he's been with at Ole Miss. He's the perfect Joshua Palmer replacement. He's going to be better than Joshua Palmer. Yeah, he's going to be better. He's not a blazer. He's not fast. But I think he is very polished. He's very smooth. He's very effective. And I think I heard somebody saying that he's not really good at contesting catcher. But the tape that I was watching, he could catch the ball. Like, he doesn't drop the ball at all. He doesn't drop the ball. He has really good hands. He catches the ball from his body. He has pretty good catch radius. And he catches the ball in traffic. And he looks tough. I mean, he looks tough. He plays tough. Man, I think that's a steal by the Chargers. I really do. I think he could have dropped a little bit more if he didn't have any health issues this year. He was productive. He's productive. They just got a productive player. Yeah. Let's go. The Bears, they got Ozzie Trapilo, offensive tackle out of Boston College. The Lions, they got a guard, Tate Ratledge. The Raiders, they got a wide receiver out of TCU, Jack Beach. Ravens, Mike Green, edge out of Marshall. Denver Broncos, R.J. Harvey, running back out of UCF. Commanders, Trey Amos, Mississippi, cornerback out of Mississippi. Bears, Shamir Turner, Texas A&M defensive tackle. Kansas City Chiefs, Omar Norman Lott, defensive tackle out of Tennessee. Eagles, they got Andrew Makuba, safety out of Texas. That's round two. Okay. Let's do round 3, and then I'll do another video on round 4 through 7. Round 3. So the Giants, they picked up Darius Alexander, defensive tackle out of Toledo. The Chiefs, they picked up Ashton Joliet, edge out of Louisville. Cleveland Browns, they got Harold Fanning Jr., tight end out of Bowling Green. The Raiders, they got Darren Porter, cornerback out of Iowa State. The Patriots, they got Kyle Williams, wide receiver out of Washington State. Detroit Lions, they got Isaac Tisla, wide receiver out of Arkansas. The Saints, they got Vernon Broughton, defensive tackle out of Texas. The Bills, they got Landon Jackson, edge out of Arkansas. Jets, oh man, I don't mess this guy's name up. I'm just going to say A.Z. Thomas, cornerback out of Florida State. Denver Broncos, Pat Bryant, wide receiver out of Illinois. 49ers, linebacker out of Oklahoma State. Nick Martin. Dallas Cowboys, Siobhan Revo Jr., cornerback out of East Carolina. The Panthers, Princely Uman Milan, edge out of Mississippi. Okay. Cardinals, Jordan Birch, linebacker out of Oregon. The Texans, they picked up Jalen Noel, wide receiver out of Iowa State. I don't really know about that pick, but whatever. Indianapolis Colts, Justin Wally, cornerback out of Minnesota. The Bengals, Dylan Fairchild, guard out of Oregon. No, out of Georgia. My apologies. Tennessee Titans, they got Kevin Winston Jr., safety out of Penn State. Steelers, they picked up Caleb Johnson, running back out of Iowa. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they got Jacob Parrish, cornerback out of Kansas State. Chiefs, Noel Williams, cornerback out of California. He's okay. That's a pretty good pickup for the Chiefs. He got good length. He has good ball skills. Okay. The Chargers, they got Jamari Caldwell, defensive tackle out of Oregon. Let's see here. The Packers, they picked up Savon Williams, wide receiver out of TCU. The Jaguars, Caleb Ransall, cornerback out of Tulane. Jaguars again, Wyatt Milam, offensive guard out of West Virginia. The Rams, they got Josiah Stewart, linebacker out of Michigan. Baltimore Ravens, Emory Jones Jr., offensive tackle out of LSU. The Seahawks, Jalen Milroe, quarterback out of Alabama. Jalen Milroe might be nice in the league. He might be good if he can develop. He's not a developed player. He's very, 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 very raw. He's very raw. And that's obvious if you watched any Alabama games. But he has the tangibles, some of them. He has the athleticism. He has the competitiveness to be good. Really good for the Seattle Seahawks. He's a hell of a runner. He's stupid fast. If he can use his athleticism to translate to being a good quarterback and not just depend on his athleticism, if he can use that as leverage of being a quarterback, he could be a really good player. He really could. I mean, with his physicality, the only thing I can knock on him is his height. He's not that tall, especially for an NFL quarterback. But he could be good. Jalen Milroe could be good. If he gets good coaching, I'm still trying to determine if the Seahawks is going to have good coaching. But I mean, they lost their wide receiver. They lost DK. They do got Jackson though. Really good wide receiver. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. They got my boy Sam Darnold there, so Sam Darnold will be a good player, a quarterback for him, Jalen Milroe, to learn under. Sam Darnold has a lot of experience in this league. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting in Seattle. We're going to see what's up, man. We're going to have to be there on the radar. We're going to have to keep track of that. The Saints, Jonas Sankers, safety out of Virginia. Browns, Dylan Gabriel, quarterback out of Oregon. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm so glad I didn't read over this. This is crazy. Okay. The Browns pull a stunner by selecting Gabriel, whose game and size carry some shades of Tua. Gabriel's big play potential in the NFL is debatable, even for a winner who threw for nearly 19,000 yards in college and at worst could be a steady number 2. So this dude is not going to start in the NFL. He's not a starting quarterback. I think they try to find positive things to say about him. He's not good. He's not going to be good. I don't see anything out of him that was good this year. He's really small. I don't know, man. The fact that they picked him up before Shedeur, I feel like the Browns are just trying to say something to Shedeur. He was my boy Justin Herbert's backup. Like that just proves like he's been in college so long and he's had 3 season injuries. Yeah, he's not going to be. I mean, I don't know, man. Anyway, let's move on. The Patriots, they picked up Jared Wilson, center out of Georgia. The Falcons, they got Xavier Watts, safety out of Notre Dame. Texans, they got Jalen Smith, cornerback out of USC. Fight on. Let's see here. Raiders, Caleb Rogers, Texas Tech, offensive guard. Las Vegas Raiders, they got Charles Grant, offensive tackle out of William & Mary. 49ers, they got Upton Stout, cornerback out of Western Kentucky. Broncos, they got Savion Jones, LSU out of Edge. Edge out of LSU, pass rusher out of LSU. The Vikings, they got Tay Felton, wide receiver out of Maryland. And that's round 3. So I'm going to do round 4 through 7 in the next video. But what y'all think about y'all's draft picks, man? Like, are you guys impressed with your team's draft this year? I mean, every single year, I mean, some of these guys that we know and that we're big on are going to suck. I mean, that's just kind of how the NFL goes. And And some guys that I named right now, some of those guys could end up being Hall of Famers, or maybe be all pros, or just have some Pro Bowl seasons, or be really, really good, and we probably wouldn't even know. That's why I'm gonna start doing these videos more, like especially with the draft and draft coverage, talking about some of these guys. I want to talk more about some of these players that's on my radar. If I'm watching a college game, I'm like, yo, like this player, he did his thing this game. He played really well. We should keep a lookout on him. I gotta do a video on him, and this video can be documentation of that player. And I'll probably put it in the playlist. I'll create a playlist of that player and see where that player may go. Follow that player. I think that's what scouts do. I took some scouting courses because I was trying to become a scout for the NFL. But I'm going to do my own thing, man. Do my own thing. This whole channel is like my portfolio of football. Now, with that being said, I've said this before, and I'm going to keep my word on it. I am going to do it. You guys know I have other YouTube channel and building businesses, so I do a lot of different things. So I'm working on being more consistent on doing these videos for all the channel, and in time I literally will. But this channel mainly is about football, and mainly specifically the NFL. But I do want to bring other sports into this channel, and even sports entertainment. So I want to, put wrestling on this channel too, just for the entertainment. Anything that deals with sports, I want to be on this channel. Have some videos where I talk about sports finance, sports psychology, training, all that stuff. I've been in sports all my life. And I've been in entertainment. Well, sports is entertainment pretty much, but like entertainment is like acting and stuff. I've been in that all my life. But this channel, like I said, who knows what can come out of this? If I don't become a scout or a GM, this channel just blow up. The All Day brand just blow up. Who knows where it goes? But I'm very passionate about football, period. I'm not passionate about sports, but when it comes to football, I'm extremely passionate about it. And I wouldn't mind bringing sports to this channel because I know a lot of people I know some people likes all sports. Some people just likes baseball. Some people just likes basketball. Some people just like hockey. There's people who's 40 years old and they love watching wrestling. I watch wrestling on and off, sometimes throughout my dosing years. Some years I go really, I watch wrestling, I go a long time watching it, and then I get off on it, then I go back watching it. So wrestling for me is like on and off. Right now I'm kind of going through this phase where I'm really watching, paying attention to it, because it's just storylines are just really interesting. But I would like to see how I can tie some of these other sports into my knowledge of football in the NFL when I'm analyzing these players, analyzing these games, the philosophy all behind it. I want to see if I can do that. Some players has done that, great players. I know Kobe Bryant, he was saying like he looked at so many different industries and he looked at other sports. He even looked at how actors dived into roles. That he tied that into football. That he tied that into basketball. Coaches do it. Some coaches do it. Players do it. So it can be done. I just want to see if I can do it. But, yeah. That's all I got for y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you so much for supporting this channel, this brand, this all-day brand, this all-day business. And we're just going to keep going. And we're never going to stop. All gas, no brakes. All day. Deuces. Next video.